Hello indie game fan, solid week of new indie games beginning with We Who Are About to Die, a third-person action roguelite where you play as a gladiator entering the arena in search of glory. There is a physics-based combat system and you're rewarded based on the entertainment factor with a meta structure and progression as well, and is from a solo developer which is very inspiring. The original McPixel from 2012 was one of the first titles that made me fall in love with indie games, which is why the release of McPixel 3 this week is of interest, when there wasn't a second entry and this is actually McPixel 2, more on that on Devolver's YouTube channel, but these play out in bite-sized comedic scenarios where you need to take action within a certain time limit, being weird and surreal, where I would definitely recommend this title. This video is brought to you by NORCO, an amazing looking pixel art point and click adventure game with a unique southern gothic setting, getting console releases on PlayStation 4 and 5, as well as Xbox Series X, S and Xbox One later this week. In case you missed it, this released on PC back in March this year, having gotten a great critical reception for the quality of this game. You are thrust straight into a mystery where your brother has gone missing in the wake of your mother's death, so you need to investigate in order to find him. The setting is the main highlight, based off the real town of NORCO, Louisiana, but where there is an added sci-fi element like a fugitive security android as one of the primary characters. The atmosphere created here is excellent, as their portrayal of this part of the world is great, from the industrial swamps to refineries chugging along, having a bleak and melancholic vibe, but with bits of humour injected as well, making this worth picking up. If you love city builders like me, Ballads of Hongye will be of interest, having you in the role of a local magistrate in ancient China, running the city to the best of your ability.
小孩，小孩，你别查，过了腊八就是年，腊八粥拖几天，滴里啦啦23。
The gorgeous visuals really struck me, with fantastic 3D buildings and objects, combined with a slick interface and UI which uses hand-drawn art not pictured in this trailer, but I hope that the systems are deep enough for this to be enjoyable.
上熬一宿，初一、初二满街走。
Join us in building the future with FlatEye, our brand new all-in-one gas stations now opening in locations near you.
There are quite a number of management sims this week, including FlatEye, one where you're put in charge of a futuristic gas station with an added focus on choice and narrative which is different. The cel-shaded look is awesome, but the facility is owned by a dystopian big tech company that loves AI, so it does set things up to be rather intriguing.
Kind AI, developed by the iLife Corporation. The AI will be able to make predictions of human behavior from the data you collect from our customers. This will help you to better equip your station to match their needs. A mutually beneficial relationship. At your disposal will be the many tools, perks, and upgrades that you'll be able to unlock with your hard work. It's up to you to turn this isolated station into a profitable flagship store. Join us now through our new application portal. It's easier than ever. Flat Eye, shaping the future with you.
Another late night, another crazy deadline. You can do this, Audrey. What was that? Audrey. What's wrong with me?
Attention, children of the machine. For 211 days, you've lived without the ink demon haunting your steps. I banished him away. In return, I ask just a little favor. There is a stranger. Bring her to me.
Honestly, the Bendy fandom is too big, so Bendy and the Dark Revival cannot be ignored, where this first-person survival horror game kind of gives off Bioshock vibes.
Almost everyone here either can't speak or they're completely mad.
No, I'm not gonna hurt you. Looked like you needed some help. Don't touch me! Above everything else, stay away from the ink demon.
What's an ink demon?
He likes to smile, and he kills anything that moves. Here goes nothing.
Bigger games begin with Goat Simulator 3, the sequel to the wacky physics title from 2014. This follows the same stunt that McPixel did in that there has not been a Goat Simulator 2, skipping straight to 3, where it looks to be bigger and better than the original, where developer Coffee Stain North has really expanded and grown, having their own publishing arm and is even under the wing of the Embracer Group, which is why it ended up here. Again, for those of you new to the channel, the bigger game section lets me talk about non-indie game releases of interest, which can extend to AAA studios like Obsidian Entertainment, which is now under Microsoft, but the most curious thing about Pentiment is the visuals and genre, looking like an indie game and is not something that I expected to come out from the studio. So it's interesting to see Xbox allowing their developers to make weird stuff, which is where the innovation comes from, but this medieval adventure game looks absolutely charming. Somehow, we're getting a modern version of the popular edutainment game The Oregon Trail releasing on Steam this week. We have to manage your crew and supplies in order to move from Missouri to Oregon in 1848, looking like a modern updated version, where I do wonder how the systems carried over, so check it out and do not get dysentery playing this.
Ahoy, mateys! It's time to set sail and explore the seas for adventure! Grab your friends and voyage to distant lands!
Smaller games begin with Arcane Waters, an open-world pixel art pirate action-adventure game, just missing out on the top 10 and was number 11 on my list, where it looks fantastic but I'm worried about the online focus.
Your powerful cannons! On shore, slash landlubbers with your blade! Only then can you collect the treasure. Afterwards, return home to enjoy peaceful village life. Farm. Craft. Decorate. Make some animal friends. Or not. Form a guild with your friends. Build community farms and grow your guild's empire. Want more? How about battling in huge PvP arenas? That be a taste of the swashbuckling adventure that awaits ye in Arcane Waters.
Beat Hazard 3, unlike the other third entries on this list, is actually the sequel to Beat Hazard 2 from 2019 and the original from 2010, where this is a twin-stick shooter that times its projectiles and attacks according to the music that you put into the game, being a flow state title, and if you don't want to listen to your own music, the built-in tracks should be pretty good as well. Bound by Blades is a neat looking action title where you primarily take on bosses, looking good, but it was also designed for mobile in mind, which has me concerned as you move your character from one node to the next.
Luck really was on our side when we found this patch of swamp. Little did we know it was the start of something bigger. We gathered rusted scraps and dregs of the past. They became our groundwork, our foundations. And then a fruitful start meant one thing: expansion.
Floodland is an impressive-looking survival city builder management sim set in a world destroyed by climate change, being kind of depressing in theme but hopeful as well.
We did good, but opening our doors with kindness had its consequences. It drew attention from prying eyes and untrustworthy souls that take advantage of good and honest folk. But But our dreams still haven't sunk like the ruins of the civilization that came before. Our chance to shape society has come. A society that's learnt from a bygone era of greed and excess. And in this new world, we will need to innovate. From makeshift shacks to what will stand not tall, but steady and strong. Luck began our journey here. It gave us a path to survival. But we wanted more than survival. We sought a sanctuary, a home, and we found it here, in the Floodland.
The developer of HatMania did reach out, where this is a multitasking action game where you need to guide two characters simultaneously to the end of the level, looking like a challenge. LAPIN is an awesome looking precision platformer where you play as rabbits, making your way through treacherous environments in order to find a new home, looking like a delight. Monuments Flipper is the latest first-person sim like House Flipper, but where you're restoring historical monuments instead, and could take off in popularity as these games tend to do. Oakenfold is a roguelite strategy title where you control a single character, looking kind of tactical in an almost puzzle game fashion.
But now, we're almost there. This one? Him here. No, wait. I can do better. Pull him here instead. Align this guy. Yes. Let's go.
Organs Please is a dark humor management sim where you're running a human recycling factory, choosing who gets to go on board a spaceship that will leave a dying Earth, and who has to contribute blood and guts, all wrapped up with a very cute art style which contrasts very nicely with the theme. Let's kick off the top 5 with Bravery and Greed, a high fantasy pixel art roguelike platformer where you choose a class like warrior or wizard and then delve into dungeons to slay monsters, searching for loot and magical runes to unlock the seal to the Dwarven Sky Fortress, looking very good indeed. The action looks awesome, complemented by the sheer chaos of the co-op action, and with RPG mechanics like loot and skill trees should be compelling as well. This next title is pretty interesting since the highly anticipated Summerville also makes it to launch, where most curiously, it is from a new studio by one of the co-founders of Playdead, who was the studio behind Inside and Limbo. Apparently, there was some fallout between him and the other co-founder where naming your new studio Jump Ship is about as on the nose as it can be. But going back to Summerville, this looks to be in a similar vein but with a different theme. It is set in some sort of sci-fi apocalypse, but is more grounded with intimate repercussions, where this trailer features, rather prominently, a family complete with dog and kid, so I hope that nothing bad happens to them, but that might not be the case, where this has been in development since 2017, so I am quite curious about this.
It's all about here and now, right around the corner, or under your nose. Behold, a world unfolds as pretty and ugly as your real one. Populated with people you feel familiar, but don't really know. They are the nameless multitude, the nobodies that constitute the world. Come, rediscover real life through a different pair of eyes. Do away with things taken for granted. Feel the thriving and struggle of lives, experienced in so many perspectives.
A title that I did not see coming is Nobody the Turnaround, a survival life sim title set in a parallel world that is kind of like ours, where you play as a character struggling to survive. Playing as a quote-unquote nobody, working menial jobs, try to overcome your circumstances and to turn your life around. It does seem to be set in some sort of approximation of Hong Kong if I'm reading things right, or maybe that's just because I watched some YouTube videos recently on the vast income inequality there and their housing crisis, but it looks fairly poignant and impressive for a life sim title that is not your typical
farm simulation RPG.
A sandbox title that gained a lot of steam during October's Steam Next Festival is Zero Civet, set in a post-apocalypse where you have to venture out to loot and explore. The shooting looks awesome and seems to have compelling progression systems with a home base to upgrade, where you can see this joining the ranks of the best sandboxes out there. I've had my eye on this title for quite a long while and honestly cannot believe the transformation that it has undergone, completely overhauling the visuals and even type of game through early access, where Frozen Flame now looks like a Valheim-like third-person co-op survival experience. So let's see if they will also manage to catch lightning in a bottle, where you can see Valheim and more of the best of 2021 in this video.